This is Hot Cup Joe coming to you from Festival Mall. My channel is Endless Roads. I was supposed to get back with you on what's your biggest concern, but I lost my voice almost uh, 6 days ago. Caught it from my wife. There's a virus going around here, I guess. She totally lost her voice. Now she's got it uh, and recovered, and I'm almost recovered. So if I pause for a little bit, that's because I have to wet my throat down. Anyway, the concern was, what's the biggest concern here in the Philippines for you expats? And I got a lot of comments back, mostly though on my Facebook page and my Google account, and my uh, other group accounts. I got a few here on YouTube. I had a lot to watch it, but only a few give them concerns. It seems that the biggest concern for expats is healthcare, which now I think about it probably is true. Wasn't what I thought it would be, because you know uh, I figured that a lot of people coming here, they're probably already healthy, but I guess not. Being in your late 60s or mid 60s when you retire, you're starting to have health problems. So I guess that's the number one thing. I had Expat uh, 22 225 is his channel. You should check it out. It's called Expat 225. He says that his biggest concern was healthcare and cobras. Of course, he lives in the province. We don't have that problem here at Expat 22, but we do have healthcare here. And I guess if you're living out in the province, it would make a big difference, because health, hospitals are far apart, doctors are far apart. Now here in Montelupa, where I live right now, there's 6 hospitals, but I would only suggest 2. The other 4, it's more like you go in, you see a doctor, and he says, "Well, yeah, you're sick." That's it. Then you don't have nothing done. I actually had 2 friends who died in the hospital here. I'm not going to give the name because I don't want nobody coming after me from the hospital and that. But I call it as the place to go to die. I had a friend. She was 45, and she was in the hospital for 2 months before they discovered what she was sick by. And what happened was the son actually had somebody come in and take blood from her and send it to one of the better hospitals here, the 2 ones that's there. And they discovered within 48 hours that she had a form of leukemia, but not leukemia. And by then it was too late, and she died like 3 days later. Then another friend of mine went in there and uh, got jerked around for 3 months, and finally he went back home and got some money, because he wasn't well financed here. I mean, he came here with very low money, and they sent him money, and then he went over to the Asian hospital. I'm glad to mention that to anybody here. If you want to go somewhere, you go to the Asian hospital in this town here. And he recovered within about a week after several months in the other hospital. So yeah, healthcare is a big concern here in the Philippines. Other one is um, medical insurance. That was the second biggest concern of most of the people here, especially on YouTube. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have medical insurance, so I can't tell you personally. I did some research before I started this channel, and it seems that private insurance is crap here. I'm just going to straight up tell you. Uh, I know several of my friends and some of the expats that I follow were talking about that you're going to pay 80 to 90% of the medical bill anyway if you got the public health services here. If you get like Bill Health and that, and you got a million, they're like, you have to have something major done, and you spend a million pesos for the it's cost for the medical thing, everything to take care of. You're going to pay 800,000 out of your pocket, maybe 900,000, and they're only going to cover 100 from that. And yeah, it's cheap, but for the Bill Health and the other public health insurance here, but you don't really get anything out of it. And I heard the private health insurance will cover up to 60 to 70%. Let's call it like Obamacare, here, uh, about the same coverage. You're going to get 60-40. Depending on how much you're going to pay, you're going to be the 60 or you're going to be the 40 on your part of the thing. And I heard that it starts around 900 and could go all the way up to 2,000 a year. I mean, if you're going to pay that, I mean, you might as well just pay the full amount. Now, me, like I said, I haven't had health insurance. I'm a cancer survivor 2 times, once in 2014 and once in 2016. And I decided that, if it comes back the third time, it's, usually useless. So I'm just crossing my fingers and trying to stay healthy. Eat right, exercise. I walk maybe 5 miles a day. I'm eating right. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Only bad habit I had is tea with sugar. If I can cut that sugar out, maybe I can drop some more weight. But healthcare, medical insurance is the second, and the third one was relationship. But I was kind of shocked on that too. Now, me personally, I came here. Wasn't looking for a relationship. Mine was finance, and I'm really surprised that that wasn't one of the top. Now on my Facebook account, I did get some other stuff like concern about China aggression against the Philippines and them here. I had a few people that I have a group that is with the Philippine Defense. I also have some U.S. military. Philippine Defense worries that the United States is going to pull out if there were conflict between the United States. Conflict breaks out between Philippines and China, that the United States will pull out and not back them. That's their concern. The U.S. military is concerned that we might get pulled into World War III if we have an alliance with Philippines and we try to back them. So there's the concern. Both ones has the opposite thing. And then I have some private Filipino, they're private individuals, not with the military, but they're U.S. citizens with a green card. And they're concerned about the third, and that's having U.S. military bases here. Our soldiers will cause a conflict, and they are very adamant. They got their own protest group going on, wishing that U.S. military get out here, and so they wouldn't be concerned. So that's their concern. Oh, I forgot to say, I was wanted to start at the beginning that the U.S. Filipino exchange rate right now is 58.6. It's been the highest in 15 months. Any of you that are expats here, are you planning on coming here? I would transfer your cash that you have right now to Filipino peso and put it in the Filipino bank. The other way, if the currency drops, now we have this election happen. I wanted to do this before the election because of my throat. Now that the election changed, we don't know. It might go up even higher, but then again, it might drop. And if it drops, then you're going to get less pesos for your dollar. And I know 3 pesos don't sound like much, but if you're getting the average Social Security payment, that's $60. That's higher than what you got on your COLA. So yeah, it is a big amount. And just go ahead and put it in the bank. That's what I did. I took my entire Social Security check and transferred it to Filipino pesos and put it in the Filipino bank because it's high. Now, I'm not going to touch that because I have plenty of money still in the American bank, and I had a lot of here in the Philippines. But when it dropped down to 54, 55 a few months ago, I stopped using my American money and I started using the Filipino bank account here because I got that at 59. So when I'm buying something, I'm using the exchange rate that I uh, secured, what was it, 15 months ago when it was up to 58, 59 before. So yeah, it's just, which one you want to touch. My break-off limit is 56.5. Anything above 56.5, I draw out of the American Bank. If it drops before 56.5, and I draw out of the Filipino Bank. That way, I always keep in it high. I put in the Filipino Bank at 57. So if you see what I'm getting at. Now, my biggest concern, I don't know, it was different. It was okay, starts off with the money. My biggest concern is what I just talked about, the exchange rate. What happens if the exchange rate, changes and it drops down? Filipino comedy does great. The United States comedy doesn't. And you go down 39, 40. Is it a good idea to still be here? And if I am here and I decide to leave, then I have to go through the whole paperwork and stuff of bringing my wife out of this country, which originally wasn't my plan. I didn't plan to bring a Filipino lady and take her back to America and deal with it for 6 years as she changes into American person with American women's that got, I guess, aggressive ideas today. I actually did that with one of my other videos. I talked about the Vietnamese lady I was with, and I watched her go from a conservative person to the feminist, I don't need a man, I got everything I need now attitude. So anyway, that's one of my biggest concerns is the economy dropping. Second is what I just talked about before. If war breaks out, now I'm not talking about just China and the Philippines going to war, nation against nation war, a civil war. Because right now, there's a more contentious here than it is in America between the Democrats and the Republicans. But here you got two parties, the ex-president and the president, and it's got to the point that they're waving guns on their speeches and talking about coups, are digging up the other person's relationships and throwing them into the West Filipino Sea because they say they don't belong here anymore, that they're not Filipino. That's getting pretty bad there. Now, if that breaks out, then again, comes to what do I do with my wife? Do I try to get her out of the country? Well, the United States let me take her out of the country, because if the Civil War breaks out, they're going to say, oh, Americans need to leave the country, just like they do in every other place, like Lebanon and stuff like that. They say you need to back up and leave. We're going to get American citizens out. Will they let you take your wife? I'm not for sure about that. So then it might be a third country, and that's another thing. A video I'm going to do here soon is about the Philippines the best choice still for retirement, because it's not on the top 10 anymore. And I have a few ideas on that. But anyway, this is a quick video. I want to address some people. I got them written down here. 225 Expat, thank you for your comment on healthcare in the Cobra. And then it was Charlie Sand 4088, if you want to check out his channel. And he was also the one who was talking about health insurance. And then it was B. Williams, and he was concerned about safety. And safety is starting to become a little bit of a problem here, too. I know a lot of talking about Menendal, but I'm up in Luzon. And there's a lot of the no-go areas now starting to come up here, too. That'll be another video, too. But anyway, this is Hot Cup Joe from the Endless Road channel. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and like, and leave your comment, and I'll give you a call out in my next video.